pack is a community of hunters. They use their numbers and strategy to make the kill. But success rests on every individual learning the ways of the pack. How to hunt as a team. How to follow the rules. How to negotiate the social minefield and learn to survive inside the pack. This female lion cub was born without hunting skills. She must learn all of them if she's to become a fully fledged member of her pack. A large lion pride on the savannah of East Africa. The odds are against her making it through her first dry season. And hyenas are a contributor to that statistic. Another mighty pack of the savannah and the lion's great rival. They compete with the lions for prey and will take a cub if they can. But often, it's the lions that eat first. The lions and hyenas stay on this arid plain because territory is the key to survival. This survival depends on one of the greatest annual events on Earth. Trade winds begin to blow across the plain. Animals sense the change. The herds of the Great Migration are on the move. They follow the annual cycle of rains to where the grazing and water are freshest. This is the season of the short rains. For weeks, brief downpours soften the parched plains, transforming them into a lush carpet of food. Close to 2 million wildebeest, gazelles, and zebras arrive. The herds not only time their migration to the rains, they're soon followed by a frenzy of births. Almost all calves are born within just a few weeks. This is what the pride is waiting for. They just have to wait a little longer until the sun goes down. As the sun sets over the Serengeti, it is casting its winter light across the American Rockies. and the most famous of pack hunters. Wolves are adaptable. Hunters. Opportunists. Scavengers. Powerful jaws that can crush bone, and the digestive system to match let them make the most of a kill. The wolves have been preying on an elk herd, but it's always on the move. The pack is kilometers behind and must catch up. Wolves have incredible stamina. The fastest hunters break away from the rest of the pack. They run for kilometers in the deep snow, burning thousands of calories. Their incredible sense of smell searches for the scent of the elk on the breeze. They pick it up from about 2.5 kilometers away. They maneuver themselves downwind, out of sight of their prey. They close in. A small herd of big, strong males. Not an ideal target. But that's not enough to discourage the young wolves. They separate one of the smaller elk. The shorter wolves will be slowed down by the water, giving the elk a better chance to catch them with its gouging antlers. Survival is a question of economics. The wolves have already spent an incredible amount of energy. They want the elk's meat to make up for what they've lost. But this deal is too dangerous. They begin again. The females and calves are only a few kilometers ahead. Moonless nights are good for the lions. The grazing animals have difficulty seeing their predators approaching. The young lioness joins her mother as she approaches the herd. This is how she learns the secrets of the hunt. But this is as far as she goes tonight. Her mother and two other closely related females head off into the darkness. They have excellent night vision, but it's so dark, they must rely on their other senses. The scent on the breeze brings them news of what's around them. The sound of grass being uprooted helps them locate their prey. These 3 killers have honed their skills together. Each knows her job. 2 drivers and 1 catcher. The catcher takes up position and waits. The 2 drivers make their way around the herd. This is the key to the success of the pack. Teamwork. The grazers are listening for the slightest sound. The herd is now trapped in the middle of a triangle of lions. The lionesses are ready to strike. The drivers move in unison. They burst from cover and panic the herd. It runs straight towards the catcher. She can hear the prey approaching and pounces as the wildebeest emerges from the darkness. This is a typical hunt. Expert killers acting in cooperation. This is the level of sophistication the young cub must reach in about 2 years. Females are relied upon to provide most of the food for the pack. The sound of the hunt attracts the other pride members. As well as some less welcome dinner guests. Hyenas are the lions' arch rivals. They will steal lion kills if they can. A lone lioness sacrifices her meal to hold them off while the others eat. This time, the hyenas don't have the numbers. It's not worth risking injury with so much prey around. They will have to make their own kill if they want to eat tonight. Sunrise on the Kalahari Desert. And another pack is just waking up. Meerkats begin their day by sunbathing. As this season's pups warm up, the level of mischief also rises. Though the youngsters can't hunt for themselves, they're still required to join the family expedition. The most intelligent creatures are always the ones that live together in close-knit groups. And, like the lions, every day is a school day. This morning's class, scorpion hunting. The pup must learn to disarm the stinging tail. A teacher supervises. It's a huge sacrifice of her own foraging time. But once the pup has learned, it can safely use this education again and again. This ability to learn is a key indicator of intelligence. The teacher is just one specialized job in meerkat society. There's also the sentry. From an elevated vantage point, he watches over his pack. His steady bleep reassures them that all is well. The warning siren sounds. The sacrifices of the specialists pay off in the long run, leading to improved skills and safety for all. Not all animals that live in groups have the same capabilities. Wildebeest rely more on instinct. Their priority is mobility. They need to keep up with the herd and flee from predators. Newborns stand up in a matter of minutes. They will learn little from their parents. Their predators, on the other hand, have much more to learn. The young lioness is under far less threat. With the formidable protection of her pride, she can take up to 2 years to become a competent hunter. Until then, all she needs to do is learn. But before she becomes an adult, her lessons will become brutal in the extreme. The lionesses have caught a live subject. The mother calls the young lioness and her brother. They must learn the science of killing. The young female is immediately interested, but her mother pushes her away. Her brother is encouraged to investigate. But it seems like he's a slow learner. Perhaps that's why his mother favors him. The female gets her turn. A good student. More than a year later, The female cub has grown into an unruly adolescent. She and her siblings now require a huge amount of food, but are still fully dependent on the adults to provide it. This year's Great Migration is winding down. The dominant male will soon chase his sons away. The young lioness needs to learn, while prey is still plentiful. She's certainly keen. But it's broad daylight, and the grass is short. Her chances are slim. Hopefully, she's learned a key lesson from her mother. Patience. Without the stamina of a wolf, she is easily outrun. The entire herd now moves off to a safe distance. The adults will have a long way to travel tonight before they can hunt. This is the price of education. And the adolescents are costing the pack dear. Lion society is sophisticated and relies on advanced intelligence. But the simpler building blocks of social living can be seen in other species. A colony of bats share cramped living quarters. They groom each other. It's the glue that binds their society. But this is a society of vampires. Scalpel teeth slice the skin, already numbed by a strong anesthetic in the bat's saliva. The victim feels nothing. The bat's stomach stretches to accommodate a massive helping. But this is a high-risk way to make a living. If it fails to feed, a vampire quickly starves. 2 hungry nights in a row, and its life is on the line. It's time for quick thinking. Its only hope now is to find another bat willing to share its spare blood. The starving vampire begs for food. But it's rejected. It needs to find a friend, a grooming partner. At last, it finds one. Inserting its tongue into its friend's mouth, the starving bat is allowed to drink regurgitated blood from a bat that owes it a favor. Donor and recipient will remember this life-saving act. Having the ability to keep score helps even out the ups and downs of their existence, so long as most bats honor their commitments. The 2-year-old lioness has gone out hunting with her siblings. It's a dark night. Good for the pack. Pride males don't typically hunt, and her brothers watch on from the sidelines. The sisters need to work as a team, but they're all over the place. The noisy lions give their presence away before they're close enough to even see their quarry. This looks more like how Mum did it. But she was patient. The young lioness lacks knowledge, but sheer desire born of instinct keeps her trying. In a style more like a wolf than a lion, she runs down a tiny calf. Finally. This is a kill she can claim entirely as her own. She has passed her first true test of adulthood. But this won't go far. Her brothers have their own test to pass. They must become expert thieves and bullies. If one day they are to dominate their own pack. The more intelligent an animal gets, the more complex the battle for dominance becomes. For the highly intelligent taupe macaques, achieving and maintaining power relies on much more than simple physical strength. Around a fig tree bursting with fruit, alliances dominate daily life. And the most powerful ally is the dominant male. But he needs his allies just as much as they need him. For him, power means first pick of any female that comes into heat. But this senior female has other ideas. She's giving the eye to a young Romeo. But he's not yet the boss. So this is a dangerous game. The dominant male is unaware he's being cuckolded. Forbidden passion finds a few moments of bliss. But this isn't just casual sex. It's political high drama. A serious challenge to the boss. And it has quite the audience. It attracts attention. The boss doles out serious punishment. For his social failure, Romeo is forced into exile. But perhaps the boss has also made a mistake by dismissing his rival. A bigger threat approaches, and he will need all the help he can get. A large macaque troop wants the prized fig tree. The incumbent alpha male and his troop must defend it. His lieutenants organize the defense. Battle commences. The boss seems to stay in the command post, well behind the front line. This is a full-scale attack, but the sides seem evenly matched. It hangs in the balance. One more strong male like Romeo might turn the tide in the boss's favor. The invaders are too powerful, and the fig tree troop is driven off. The victors may be bloody, but they have won their prize. For the losers, the cost is high. Without the fig tree, the future looks grim. The boss has lost everything. The social mistake of breaking his alliance with Romeo may have cost him his power. More than 20 hyenas reach the edge of their territory. They almost never hunt in groups this large. The alien scent of the neighboring clan begins to carry on the breeze. It makes them nervous, and they cover over any scents they find on the grasses. This herd of wildebeest is about to leave the clan's land. The hyenas now face a problem. If they give chase, they'll drive the wildebeest out of their territory. They get between the herd and the border and close in. They now show the coordination they're capable of. Like sheepdogs, they herd them. The wildebeest's only escape route is back onto clan land. The pack acts as one. time to hunt. The clan will need a large bull to feed them all. But 250 kilos of muscle is hard to bring down. They'll need a bull that's not feeling 100%. So they get the herd moving. They're looking for any sign of weakness, the slightest of limps. Somewhere in the chaos, a full-blown chase erupts. They've found a target. The bull is already exhausted. He makes one last bolt for freedom, but he's gasping for breath. Forced to turn and face his tormentors. More clan members gather. The bull's horns have worn points. He's old. Just a tiny bit slower than the others. They continue to harass him. An exhausted wildebeest is less of a threat. The pack piles in to silence him forever. But trouble approaches. The big cat claims his unearned reward. But the clan have not given up. The racket is not just a protest, but a strategy. They want to provoke him. And it works. His roar is a call for support. If another male lion arrives, the game will be won. But right now, the hyenas have the better hand. And they play the trump card. Being really, really annoying. And they can keep it up all night. The lion is full of explosive power. But the hyenas have the stamina. Each time he charges, he tires the small heart that powers his 200-kilogram bulk. He needs to quit before the hyenas exhaust him enough to attack. The hyenas win this round and claim their kill. In just a few minutes, they put away over 10 kilos of meat each. Huge bite force lets them crush up bones and even teeth. Soon, the only trace of the wildebeest is a smudge on the plain that illustrates the power of cooperation. The adolescent lioness and her unruly gang are yet to achieve such cooperation. The adults know there's little point hunting with so much moonlight. So the adolescents go off on their own, looking for trouble. And a mob of muscle, teeth, claws, hormones, and predatory instinct can certainly find it. An adult male hippo is about as much trouble as they could get. The young lioness is displaying a great deal of courage or foolishness. The hippo could easily kill her with a single snap of his jaws. Young lions seem to learn a hunting culture from their pride. But this was definitely not covered in her lessons. There's plenty of other prey, with a much better balance of risk versus reward. But in other, less prey-rich environments, lions do take on larger prey, even taking down elephants. These cultures developed and have been passed through the generations. And perhaps the first lion to take on an elephant was an adolescent, too willful to listen to what her mother taught her. The Barrier Islands of South Carolina. The density of birds at the shoreline gives a hint at the plentiful food below the surface. A fertile system of estuaries and salt flats feed the food web and draw fish into the shallow water. And with the fish come their predators. Bottlenose dolphins are some of the most fearsome pack hunters. Using great intelligence and cooperation to become the most efficient killers they can be. This is the Seabrook Island Gang. They've developed a devious method of hunting. The local birds gather in dense bunches. The dolphins head towards the beach. They pick up speed. But it's not the birds they're after. They herd shoals of mullet in the channel. When they're ready, this dolphin pack rushes the shore. This is an incredibly rare behavior. This culture of predation is learned by younger generations. And it's not just the dolphins that have learned. The pelicans keep a close eye on the pod. They move to where they think the dolphins are heading and grab an easy meal. For the dolphins, the dangers of stranding are outweighed by the rewards of the hunt. The hyenas have another wildebeest picked out. And the rest of the pack catches up, sensing the kill. But an old adversary approaches. The young lioness and her gang have spotted a perfect opportunity. The hyenas are completely outgunned and have no choice but to retreat. The wildebeest is too tired to flee. The young lioness takes hold. Finally, after all of the sacrifices and all of the education, she has the chance to make a kill big enough to satisfy the whole pride. She throttles her victim as she's seen her mother do so many times before. Finally, she shows that she has what it takes to be a successful hunter, a contributing member of the pack.